LinkedIn. This is the second part of a two-part series on how to effectively use LinkedIn in networking. On this section, we're going to focus on finding the right people to connect with. If you've watched the first section, you've already created a very good LinkedIn profile, which will help you be found by people who are looking for talent just like you. This is our definition of networking. Networking is about finding the right people so you can ask the right questions. One reason is to ensure that you're on the right career path. Another is to build mutually beneficial relationships that will open doors of opportunity. Networking and connecting with professional mentors will help you as you make decisions and also open doors as you look for employment opportunities. If you're looking for a job, there's really three parts. The first one is to fine-tune your resume and your LinkedIn profile. The second is to network effectively, and the third is to find open jobs and submit applications. Sadly, most people spend most of their time on number three, and it's really ineffective. The better way is to network and spend more of your time there. It will give you opportunities and enhance and increase the number of people who know who you are and what you have to offer. Here are some job search realities. The number of open jobs annually is 3.6 million. The percent of those jobs that are never advertised is 80%. And the reason is friends hire friends. People already have a network and a group of people that they know, and they often will extend opportunities to them. So most open jobs are actually never advertised. When there is a job open, the average number of applicants is about 250. When those jobs are posted, only 50% of those resumes and applications are actually seen by human eyes. The reason? Most companies use something called talent management software that will weed out applications. The percent of resumes that are seen by hiring managers is only 13%, and typically employers will interview between 4 and 6 candidates. The percent of BYU-Idaho graduates who will leave without a job offer is 38%. So if you hope on getting a job opportunity just by submitting an application, even though it might be a great application with a great resume and a great cover letter, the odds are against you, because in reality your resume is in a huge pile of about 250, and the opportunities to be seen and to be found by doing just that is not enough. In October of 2014, Christopher Galbraith spoke at the Power to Become conference, and he shared his story on how he went from Rexburg to Wall Street. And in that story, he shared what he called the hunting approach. Again, if you watched slide 1, we shared with you his view and teaching of the farming approach. But in this section, we're going to talk about the hunting approach. Christopher, as a junior, decided that he wanted to work on Wall Street. So he began to seek connections on Wall Street, and he learned that it's pretty hard to get a job offer on Wall Street because they are selective, and they typically hire just from the Ivy League schools and a few other select universities like Stanford or Berkeley or MIT, Boston College, or others. Christopher made the decision to fly out to New York City to meet with professionals on Wall Street. His first day in New York City was Sunday, and he didn't know really very many people on Wall Street, and so he went to church and he cornered the missionaries, and he asked the elders, could you point out to me people who come to this board building who work on Wall Street? And then he'd go up and introduce himself and say, hey, my name is Christopher. I'm from BYU-Idaho. Could I come and meet with you just for a few minutes to learn about your career? Over the next few days, he met with several LDS professionals on Wall Street, and he wasn't there to ask for a job or an internship. He was there simply to learn about their career. This is something that he called the informational interview. And over that week, he made several great connections. He learned a lot, and he actually flew out a second time his senior year, and this time his network and connections led to job interviews, people who knew who Christopher was and what he had to offer, and he was offered 3 different positions on Wall Street. Well, this is the hunting approach on how to network and connect with people. And it's really the smartest way to network. Well, Christopher gave his talk on a Saturday. On Monday, a young man by the name of Briar Carlisle came to our offices and said, I want to do what I witnessed that Christopher did to get to Wall Street, and what he shared with in his power to become his P2B talk. So we got on LinkedIn and we came up with 11 names of LDS people, a few that are alumni of BYU-Idaho and some that were alumni of BYU. And Briar did the same thing. He flew out to Oregon and he did the informational interview with people at Nike, and it led to his job offer at Nike. Interestingly, both Christopher and Briar, Christopher getting a job with Credit Suisse and Wall Street, and Briar getting a job at Nike, never completed or submitted a job application. They were given job opportunities and job offers through the informational interview process. Well, this is how it works. It's this simple. It's finding a name. This could be through LinkedIn, the BYU-Idaho Alumni Network. It could be from your family or mission network, and then turning that name into a connection, and eventually a connection into a friend. Professional friends who know who you are and what you have to offer. And the step that Christopher shared so well at Power to Become, and that Briar and others are proving to be the best way to network, is the informational interview. Here are the 10 steps for an effective informational interview. The first is to identify the information that you want. In most cases, this is going to be learning about a professional or a person's company. Second is finding the connections. This could be done through the alumni network, through LinkedIn, LDS employment, other resources. The most important step is probably actually making the appointment. And that appointment should be no more than 15 to 30 minutes. In many cases, this appointment might be a telephone call or maybe a Skype session. The best, if you can pull it off, would be actually to go and meet with the person in their office in a professional setting. The third is to have a very simple agenda. And that might be just a list of questions, and we're going to share with you in just a few minutes the questions that we recommend. Be professional. That means being on time, being courteous, being well dressed, having interest in the person. And that's the next step, showing genuine interest. The next one is be prepared to answer questions about what you are looking for. This is going to be their opportunity to say, what is it that you really are interested in? Is it an internship? Is it just advice? Is it seeking mentors? Is it a job? Get names. One of the most important questions that you can ask when you are doing this is, who else do you know that you should be talking to? Once the interview is complete, send a thank you. This could be an email right away, a follow-up letter, and we recommend a handwritten note. And if during your conversation and your interview, the person may have a request or give you some referrals, make sure that you follow up with those referrals or requests. And most important, don't ask for a job. You'll be prepared with number 7 here to answer the question about what you're looking for. And as these connections see your LinkedIn profile, especially with your well-crafted headline, they will know that you're seeking an internship or seeking an opportunity. But don't use this opportunity to ask for a job. Those opportunities will come naturally. Here's our recommended questions for the informational interview. These are just recommended, these are good suggestions, but you can come up with your own. But your questions should be something like, how did you get involved in the company that you're at? What advice did you give me if I wanted to be successful in your line of work? What do you love, enjoy most about what you do? What schools did you attend and what made you decide to go there? What do you study in school? What fun things you like to do outside of work? What is it in your life that inspires you? What kind of books do you like to read and which ones have had the greatest impact on you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years from today? How do you think we can mutually work together? And the most important informational interview question is, who else do you know that I should be talking to? And then again, if you get a name, make sure you follow up with that person. Networking is about who knows you and what you have to offer. Networking is not about people that you know. You need to take the step and get people to know who you are and what talents and abilities that you have. So let's talk about LinkedIn and how LinkedIn works. LinkedIn has rules, and in order to be effective on LinkedIn, you need to follow these rules. Your network is made up of 4 different kinds of people. Ones are people that you're directly connected with. Twos are connected to your ones. Threes are connected to your twos. And then there's groups that you've joined. Well, you can be on LinkedIn and have this small network, maybe it's still growing, but you can find on a search the perfect connection. This could be a professional at a company that you're interested in, or someone who's doing a job that you would like to do. Well, if that person is outside of your network, you will not be able to connect with them. It will say LinkedIn member, but you won't be able to send them a message or a connection request. The better way is to just grow your network. If you increase the number of ones that you have, you will increase your numbers of twos and threes. And if you join groups, your network will grow. And you will be amazed at how quickly that person at that company will now be reachable. They'll share something with you. They'll share ones, twos, threes, or they'll be part of a group, and you'll be able to make that connection request. Now, we want to help you at BYU-Idaho to quickly grow your network. We have something on our BYU-Idaho alumni homepage called Super Connectors. These are alumni who have really big networks. And by adding someone with a big network, your network grows and you'll be able to find more people. So for example, if you connect with Steve Davis, myself, the alumni director, my 13,000 ones will become your twos. My 2.4 million twos will become your threes. So by connecting with just one person, your network will grow by over 2 million people. Then, when you go out and search, and we're going to show you how to search next, you'll be able to add more people to your network. The search feature on LinkedIn is actually very easy to find. It's the top bar on any LinkedIn page. And you can search by people, jobs, companies, groups, universities, and others. And if you click on the advanced search button, you will be given a screen that shows you how to search by company, by industry, by school, by job title, by area. And then when you do a search, you will end up with the results page, usually ordered by your connections, with your first connections being on top, then by your second connections, and then third, and then people who are out of your network. Well, if we look at this example, we could say I want to connect with Dylan Hoffman, and you're going to have this enticing looking connect button right there. Well, don't click on that connect button. If you click on that connect button, then there's going to have this message that says an invite has been sent to Dylan. Well, the problem with that is Dylan's going to get a very standard message that says that this person would like to add you to their network. And it doesn't give you the opportunity to say why you want to connect with Dylan, which is a really important step. The better step, and we'll do this with Jacob, is you want to go into Jacob's profile and actually click on the connect button. And when you click on the connect button, you will be given a little box that will show how you know Jacob and an opportunity to send a personalized message. Well, in most cases, you actually don't know Jacob. So the value of creating a personal message that says why you want to connect is super important. And so if they're alumni, the best thing to do is just click classmate. And here's the message that we recommend. And this is actually a message that LinkedIn has offered in their trainings. So you're going to say to Jacob, hello Jacob, I am a junior or whatever you're at in school at BYU-I or Idaho, and found your profile on LinkedIn. I admire your career in animation, or this could be I admire your career at Google or at Nike or at Microsoft or wherever, and hope to pursue a similar path. Would you be willing to connect with me and possibly offer some advice by email or phone? I would greatly appreciate your time. Thank you, and then your name. This is a message that you should type in once and save someplace in a document, a Word document, or somewhere else, so you can copy and paste it and use it again and again and again. What happens with this message is you tell the person who you are briefly, how you found them, and why you want to connect. You're also opening the door for an informational interview, the very effective way that Christopher taught at Power to Become, and that Breyer showed as really the best way to network. Now, as you proceed, you're going to also see some thirds. You'll know they're a third because it'll say third, but also you'll see this send in-mail. Again, don't click on send in-mail. The reason is, if you send in-mail, LinkedIn's going to ask for your credit card and they're going to charge you $10. Well, connecting with third is actually very simple. Just go to their profile and click the connect button, and it'll bring up the same dialog box that will allow you to use a personal message to connect. So the advanced search, which you'll see at the top of every LinkedIn page, is a really effective way to find people that will initially just be a name that you're going to turn into a connection, and using the informational interview, make a friend. Another really effective search tool is the Find Alumni feature on LinkedIn. You'll find this under Connections and then Find Alumni. And here you're going to be able to search for the alumni of your school. In this example, BYU-Idaho. You can also search any other university. Just click on the Change University button and you can search alumni from any school. Well, this example shows there's 48,527 alumni on LinkedIn, and you can see what they do, what they studied, what they're skilled at, and you can also connect with them. You can search and filter by any one of these. So if I was to click on education, it would narrow the search down to 3,500 some that you'll be able to connect with. Well, once you get to these spots, you can send a message to your first connections, or if they're a second or a third, you'll see this little profile icon and you'll be able to send a connection to them. If you click on the next screen, you can also search for alumni, where they live, where they work, and how you're connected. So you can search by the company, by the city. You can do multiple searches. For example, you could say, I want people who worked at Walmart or are working at Walmart that live in Arkansas, and be able to go out and connect with them. Again, the most important feature and step is to use that dialog box and send a personal message telling them why you want to connect. Another effective way to network into people is by following companies. So let's just use Google as an example. I can follow Google. I can just click on that button. It allows me to follow them. You can see that almost 3.5 million LinkedIn members follow Google. That tells you they're a very popular company. When I follow a company, I can go there and I can see who I'm connected with, and I can also reach out and connect with people through this portal. The other thing that I can do is I can see career opportunities that are open at Google. So if I click on careers, it'll bring up the jobs that are currently open at Google, and reach out and make an application or network into the people who will be associated with the hiring process for that job. So whether you're using advanced search or the alumni portal or following companies or connecting with whatever ways that you connect with people, remember that this is the process. You have a name that you want to turn into a connection. You want that connection to become a professional friend. And these are the steps that are so important. Be professional, be courteous, remember to say thank you. Follow up is super important as well. Now, there is a feature on LinkedIn that you can use with your first connections, and that is this little relationship tab. This is really important because this can allow you to record anything that you do with any person and keep track of your connections on LinkedIn. Some people will set up a spreadsheet and they'll keep track of all of their connections, their network. LinkedIn makes this easy. So in this example with David, I can record how we met. I can make a note. I can schedule a reminder. A really important feature is I can give him a tag. I can tag him. You can create any tag that you need. This could be connections at a certain company or within an industry. And then using LinkedIn's tools, you can search on that tag so you can keep track of everybody that you're working with or wanting to network with and record any interaction that you've had with them. In conclusion, we are finding a lot of people having success as they network with LinkedIn. We received this email from Whitney, who just said, "Thank you. I truly appreciate your help with all your LinkedIn seminars. I use LinkedIn to connect to my current employer, and that's how I landed an interview and ultimately got this great job." Let students know that investing in LinkedIn is worth it. Let me know if you need anything as far as alumni or LinkedIn goes. I'd be more than happy to help. So LinkedIn is an effective tool, and we strongly encourage that our students and our alumni use LinkedIn to connect with the nearly 200,000 alumni we have throughout the world and almost 50,000 that we have on LinkedIn. Good luck with your networking, and please know that the Alumni Office, the Academic Discovery Center, the Power to Become Conference are all designed and here to help you as you network and make the connections that will help you professionally and as you pursue your educational goals. Good luck in all of your networking. Thank you.